On to Ole Miss and LSU next.
Brenda, thank you. Welcome inside the Pete Maravich Center. Regular season finale. High-level battle to close things out. It's LSU and Ole Miss. And we say hello to March basketball inside this building and in Baton Rouge. Look at the effort, by the way, from one of the seniors. If they were to win a whole bunch of games here, including next week, perhaps be a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament.
That's right. Anything is possible, especially in March, and you have the SEC tournament right around the corner. Ole Miss has been playing top Rebel basketball lately.
After the Todd Williams miss, LSU back on this side of the floor. They got the bright yellow uniforms today. It's a great look. We got the yellow out, if you will. The Senior Day T-shirts distributed to all the folks sitting in the lower bowl. Anissa Morrow hit the first 2 baskets for LSU. The senior playing her regular season finale here inside the PMAC. Has got LSU's 4 points. 3 in the air, offline from KK Deans. LSU in a hurry. Oh, Williams had it taken away. That was Tamia Sadler. Picked her pocket there in transition. Ole Miss on the attack. The freshman Sarah Chinu had that shot affected underneath, but a tie-up that'll give possession back to LSU. There she is. Shin issues, some shin inflammation, basically going back 2-3 weeks ago. So she will not play today and the SEC tournament next week.
And Coach Mulkey said, as Kaylin Gilbert gets her first bucket, got to watch her earlier this year where she put up 29 points, had 7 steals in a game, so she can do it all for the Rebels.
3 in the air, that one is pure. Morrow posting. Morrow spins, cuts through the double team and scores.
Look at that smile on her face.
So there is Yolette McKeown, 42-year-old from Freeport, down to the Bahamas. She has changed the trajectory of this Ole Miss basketball program. They are on the verge of what would be their 4th consecutive NCAA tournament. Last time that happened, Van Chancellor was running the show. You got to go back 30 years ago. Turnover.
Double-double, averaging a double-double, which is remarkable, and she has already made such an immeasurable impact here on this LSU program.
1 double-double shy.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, enough of that. How about stretching it out to the 3-point line?
Oh, my goodness. She's showing us her range, and after that March Madness comes WNBA season for her.
By the way, we just got a Jordan shrug. Star Jacobs responds on the other end. Oh, by the way, we're going to have the coin flip at halftime with Texas and South Carolina winning earlier today. Michaela Williams knocks down that fall away. LSU is looking good on that end of the floor. They're 6 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, the offense is clicking, and I like this possession by Ole Miss, trying to get the ball inside and going to the rim. Earlier, they shot a couple of open 3-pointers.
KK Deans lines one up. That's strong. Kennedy Todd Williams got her hands on it, so a 3rd look here for the Rebels. They could use it. Inside, this is Richardson, got it to go.
In high percentage points is where Ole Miss thrives.
Williams, ball fake. Williams puts it up. Offline. That one looked good. Another chance. This is Morrow. Morrow throws it in. Really on both the defensive and offensive glass, but LSU's just one step ahead right now, just about every category. Richardson, or pardon me, that was Iwala, turns and scores. Being able to excel in that department, the nuances of rebounding. A lot of it is effort, but a lot of it is that instincts right there.
Playing back in high school, of how she's able to even see and catch all those different types of rebounds.
Yeah, that's a good call. Shepard hits the short corner jumper. Miracle Shepard coming off a 10-point performance in that overtime loss to Alabama the other day. So she played well with the minutes she got on Thursday. Todd Williams, I think her foot is on the line. That's going to be a long 2, but nevertheless, this is Shepard, aggressive. Shepard goes in strong. Six on the shot clock. Todd Williams finds Sadler. Sadler has to chuck it up. That one did not hit the rim. That should be a shot clock violation, and it is.
Just very candid about we have to finish those games and you have to bring that fight because pretty soon it's one and done from here on out after this game.
Yeah, 2.8. Oh, this is a wide open look for Sadler. She missed it though. It was the steal, but she could not convert. Championship team 2 years ago. Her family, first time they are in the house watching her in an LSU jersey on senior day. A really special, emotional moment for last year in the family.
You know, I was able to talk to her before the game, and she's like, oh my gosh, I was just over the moon. I had to throw Michaela Williams out of the way once I saw my mom. You love to hear these stories of basketball. It's the first time ever they're able to watch her play in college. And Kevin, before the game started, we had to Google how far it was from Melbourne to Baton Rouge, and you're looking at over 9,228 miles. And last year, she said, I asked if they'd be, going to the SEC tournament. She's like, no, they have to leave on Wednesday. So this is a family that's so dedicated, came out just for this one single game to watch their daughter here on senior night.
No jet lag is going to get in the way here. And Poa obviously got the start today. Started 10 games this season. Just a really neat career for Poa. Her 3 years in Baton Rouge. What a brilliant find. Morrow
is looking for extra possessions. Another shot at the basket.
Yeah, 4 rebounds now for Morrow. That was a quick tie up there. By the way, Deans nearly banked that one in from the corner. That is difficult to do. So LSU has shot very well to start. 53% from the field. However, there is a turnover. Chinu, one of the better defensive players in the league, draws the foul. On the app, first round coverage is going to begin at 10:30 with the SEC Now crew. This thing right around the corner now. We are 2 weeks from Selection Sunday. But one thing we don't know about the tournament coming up in a couple of days, you've been at this point in the season. This has been a rugged conference season for the SEC. They're going to get probably 10 teams in the NCAA tournament. That's a lot of quality basketball teams you got to play. Everyone's tired, but if postseason time is around the corner here, and a win like right now could go a long way for the Rebels.
Is going to be a huge game, so you want to keep building on it. Even though you're tired, Kevin, this is what you spent all those countless hours in the gym about.
Morrow fading away, could not finish. So it's been some empty possessions for LSU. 4 turnovers in the miss. Todd Williams can't hit it. And there's another board for Morrow. And the quick outlet pass to Gilbert. Gilbert on the pull-up. Bounces out. Shepard. Oh, it's a foul. Well, they're both tied for first. And so that third tiebreaker rarely happens.
It rarely happens. You have 2 new teams in the SEC this year in Oklahoma and Texas, and this was the rules that were put in place to be able to get those seedings.
Great first half for Mara. She's got 11 and 5. Number 24 in the gold. Set the screen. Instead, the pass goes to the corner. This is Shepard. Left it short. So remember, LSU does not have Flau'jae Johnson today. Poa is on the bench with some early foul trouble. Chinu hesitated. Could not hit the 3. So Shepard getting some run here in the first half. Starts the break with his very prolific offense. Shepard throws it up. She's going to the line again. And that is a veteran Alabama team. We were talking about Kim Mulkey's team. Their only losses at South Carolina, at Texas, as has been made abundantly clear, the 2 best teams in the league.
Yes.
And then at Alabama. So you know what that means? Perfect in this building this season, which has become the norm around this program. This is Scott, an aggressive drive. I think that's Madison Scott's first shot attempt. Yeah, that's her first. So Ole Miss's leading scorer. Again, it's the strength in numbers for this Ole Miss team, but she does lead the way with 12 a game. Morrow, difficult turnaround. She is locked in.
That was so pretty. This is a high professional pro move right there.
A lot of folks think she is a bona fide first-round draft choice this spring. And Sadler buries the 3. She's got 9. Regular season finale in Baton Rouge. It's been a phenomenal season for LSU and Ole Miss. 2 successful seasons for both programs. Williams steps through, couldn't finish. Morrow! Which team will be the number 1 seed next week? Again, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head, okay? They both have a win against each other in the regular season. And it's one-loss result of those two teams versus the highest seed. But they are the highest seed. So you go to the coin flip by the commish. Christine Iwala battling underneath. Ole Miss has it back to a 4-point game. That is important. Bounce pass. It was a blind pass. Smith finds it. Out to Williams. Contested three. Puts it in.
She's just so tough. One of the best sophomores in the entire nation, playing some of her best basketball right now in the last couple of weeks, heading in to senior day and the SEC tournament.
Well, and LSU has just taken its largest lead of the afternoon. Oh, that shot was thrown up and in. Star Jacobs with her second bucket.
Well, out of the timeout, you can see that Ole Miss's strategy was to get the ball inside. The last couple of plays by Iwala and Jacobs going at the rim. Also, that tries to get Morrow in foul trouble. 1,000 points in 2 years, Kevin, it means you are playing, starting all the minutes. You're putting the ball in the basket and have come to fruition. I asked a little bit further. She goes, all the things I've missed out on, you know, all the social things that she wanted to do.
Chinu way off on the three, out of bounds, ball back to LSU. That's Juju Watkins, by the way, 1,600 points and a Big Ten title now as of yesterday.
As of last
Morrow
night.
will head back to the free throw line.
A couple of easy points.
Yeah, it just speaks to her physicality as well.
She's only 6'1", but she has gone up against some of the tallest players in the SEC, but can handle the pressure, the physicality, and she can also rise up in front of them. So just an excellent player, an adjustment Ole Miss needs to make next time down.
So she averages 18 a game. She is at her average here in the first half.
And that rebound right there.
Yeah, that's just a strong point. So her presence has been felt. First 17 minutes of this one. Gilbert, that's a saucy crossover, lost it, and Morrow recovers. Shepard initiates. Williams off the screen, got it.
She just rises up.
Biggest lead of the day. Todd Williams nearly lost it. Inside, Iwala goes up with the left, and it rolls through.
And wants one of her star players, Flau'jae Johnson, back for that when it matters the most, which is that NCAA tournament.
Oh, Gilbert throws it in.
And in March Madness, anyone can fill it up from all over.
And so Ole Miss has played from behind for the entirety of the half. They have not led, down 12. Final minute. Deans with the inspired.
Important 13 seconds here for the Ole Miss defense. You want to try to get a stop and a score, going the other way, try to cut it into 8 at halftime.
Day Wilson is cut off. You go to Williams. There's the leaner, and it falls through.
And she's just too tough off the dribble, going up against two different Rebels.
About 4.5 seconds. That's the differential between shot and game clock. There's a foul inside. As we mentioned, it's the carryover from that South Carolina game. Reliable rebounder off the bench this year for Coach Yo.
Yeah, her minutes were a little streaky depending if Coach Yo wanted to go small or big.
Todd Williams defending Williams. Williams with 9 in the first half here. 8 seconds to play. Williams draws the foul. Foul on Todd Williams, their veteran starter. One of the better sophomore scorers in the nation. And LSU's lead, a game-high 13. 5 seconds. Couple of dribbles left. This is Sadler into the corner. 3 is up, and it's offline. So LSU shoots 52% from the floor. Morrow, though, on the verge of what would be that, if you want to call it record-setting, if you will, 100th double-double. She would join only one other player in Division I history to secure 100 double-doubles in her career. And by the way, she's doing it in the traditional 4-year career. Remember that.
Yes, that is a big point of emphasis. Not 5 years, and also in 2 of the best conferences for women's basketball.
Exciting final day of the regular season. And we put a bow on this thing in Baton Rouge. Kennedy, Todd Williams, who had a scoreless second quarter, hits the first shot here in the third. What is critical for Ole Miss to get back into this one?
Well, you're seeing it right here. That was a big play because Ole Miss switched up their defense.
A nice job on the catch. We rehearsed that one. By the way, sorry
in 10 seconds.
Sorry for losing your quarter 5 minutes ago. You're down 25 cents at the per diem. That's Gilbert now with 9, so she has been aggressive. Gives this team great scoring pop off the bench. Madison Scott still scoreless. She's got 0.
Senior leader, a 5th year senior leader who's been in that Rebel uniform more times than anyone else.
Trying to contest that shot. Williams misfires. Morrow. A lot of folks are going to talk about the 6'1" height, but that physicality and athleticism.
Anissa says, I'm a 5-level scorer. And I was like, 5 levels? My goodness, she can literally do it from all over. And she even showed her 3-point range here today. And she always wants to win. And I think that's one of the big things, Kevin, in that next level, in the pro leagues, is that organizations are looking for winners, and she's shown herself here for Coach Mulkey and LSU.
Just relentless, whether it's in a game, practice, film sessions. There's Iwala underneath. New 20, and the rookie scores it. Chinu at the rim.
Much needed bucket for Ole Miss. They're going to need some offensive rebounds of their own, like Chinu just had.
Totally, that deficit a few moments ago was 15. It's back to 13 here.
And this is the kind of possessions that coaches work on in practice, whether it's stop, score, stop. And you got back-to-back, so you can start stacking possessions and get some momentum headed your way.
That was a really good look from Sadler, and she drills it confidently. She is a freight train tonight. It's going to take a lot more than a little scratch. Sadler on the move, pulls up from 15, missed it. This one's still free, and Iwala takes it. Boy, that could really help build your case to be a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament and a host the first and second round.
There's so much to play for Ole Miss, and they've come out like it, just like this move.
Shepard, left-hand dribble. Shepard, the spin, could not finish it. And Richardson pulls it away from Morrow.
Even that Richardson rebound right there, over top of her head, and able to pull it down for the Rebels.
This is a 7-0 Ole Miss run. That pass was deflected. Todd Williams, freed up, goes up, puts it in.
Just got enough space, and it had to only go against 1 defender instead of 2 in LSU.
Oh, Williams wide open. 4-3. You cannot to see her play at LSU for the first time. Underneath, Jacobs, score it, and the foul. Lost at home to Georgia. And so Tennessee with the win was going to get that bye to the second round. With the loss, they got to play on the first day now.
It's so tough for Tennessee because now you're looking at, if you want to get to that championship game, that's 5 days in a row playing against some of the top teams in all of the nation and SEC.
Williams is fouled and will head to the free throw line.
Kind of get in your way a little bit of thinking of the future instead of that game right at hand. And I think that's big each day to prepare and rest your team. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and every little play.
But one thing is for certain, and you heard Commissioner Sankey mention it with Alyssa and Steffi, is this has been a profound season on the hardwood, men's and women's. You know, there's going to be a record number of teams combined, if you want to look at it that way, going to the NCAA tournament. And so these 2 tournaments, the first one starts in Greenville next week. It is going to be high-level basketball to determine who is going to head to that NCAA big dance and where things are going to shake out seeding-wise. That is a significant 3 for Ole Miss. Deans throws it in, gets a high five from her head coach. We got a 2-possession game again.
That's that energy and that spark they were looking for.
Morrow is back on the floor, and Gilbert says, I'll take it. That's 11 for Gilbert.
And that was just too easy. Open lane for LSU.
Whoa, get that out of here.
Many weapons. You stop one, and another one steps up.
She's 2 rebounds away from what will be her 100th career double-double. Deans with consecutive 3s.
Deans got something to say about that. The last 5 games, she has upped her points per game, over 5 points per game from her regular average, and she's showing up as that leader for Ole Miss tonight.
Gilbert had it taken away. This is Richardson in transition. Richardson pulls up, tapped around. Williams secures it. Big baseball even in the front court. Morrow has got 22. That's quite a long ways they traveled here, and so she's coming down the tunnel at practice the other day. And a very, very special, emotional moment with her family.
You can just see how happy they are, and she's been playing like it too. A lot of good smiles out of Poa today.
Well, they picked a good one to be at. It is the circumference of the rim, if you want to call it that, so you just can't be directly under the basket. Nevertheless, it is a 4-point game. That's a foul.
Whenever LSU was expanding the lead, that's when Ole Miss either took a timeout or stayed close with their defensive pressure.
Okay. Would be her 100th. Should be one of 2 players in NCAA history with 100 or more double-doubles. Just remarkably impressive, the consistency she has played at. 2 years at DePaul, 2 years here at LSU. And she is trying to chase a national championship this season with the Tigers. A lot of dribbling. There's a foul.
Consistently, you're going to get at least 10 and 10 from this one position, this one player.
14 a game. Sadler's free throws gets it back to a 1-possession game. You know, Tamia Sadler has hit some big ones here.
Being able to surprise you. Well, some of their best defense is out of the rim. It does look like she trips there.
That was Day Wilson. Just fumbled it. Handed off to Deans. Deans goes up. 1-point game.
Look at the positioning by Morrow trying to get the ball.
Morrow goes up and puts it in.
That's a film clip right there. Watching her try to post up, then gets the ball, splits 2 defenders. That is elite, and that's what she's about.
Foul on Shepard. She's got free throws to maybe get it back to a 1-point game once more. Full slate of games. We've got the quintuple header. Starts at noon with Mississippi State and Arkansas on the SEC Network. So a lot to still shake out in the men's side seating-wise. And there is an offensive foul on LSU.
They can do, even after the made bucket, they can set their defense, and they've picked it up 94 feet.
Well, the Oscars are tonight.
Yes,
a bit of a performance there. Deans for 3. Ole Miss has climbed all the way back, down 15. Their 15-point lead earlier this quarter. And that's a foul on Ole Miss. However, the 6th-year senior from Greensboro. Now, partner, buckle up. We've got quite the exciting finish to put a bow on the regular season. Sadler goes behind the back with 13. Picks up the dribble. Richardson attacks. Richardson goes up and draws the foul.
And a smart decision there before she was settling for jumpers, and now took it into the rim, able to get to the free throw line.
Ole Miss searching for its signature win to close out the regular season. 1-point lead with 6 seconds to go. This is Williams. Draws the foul. To go along with 5 assists as well. She's perfect at the line. Now 7 of 7. And so she will be on the verge of her 3rd straight 20-point game when we flip it to the 4th. 1-point lead for LSU. Couple of dribbles. You got 3 seconds. This is Sadler. She's going to have to fire from 40 offline. LSU lost its 15-point lead. A veteran leader for this team, and today one of her finer offensive performances. The turnovers continue to mount for LSU now. Jacobs going to the line.
Leaders about finishing out this season, and you're starting to see,
you know, a win today for Ole Miss and some work next week in Greenville could be the difference whether or not they're a top 4 seed in the tournament. What does that mean? You host 1st and 2nd round games. Now, this is vital for Ole Miss today.
It's so big in women's basketball, that NCAA tournament hosting. Yeah. You get the first 2 games possible with your team and your fans on your back.
They're very much in the conversation. Again, our guy Charlie Cream, bracketology expert, he thinks 5 seed right now. Oh, great pass to Jacobs, who's starting to heat up. She's got 13.
In the last few minutes here of the second half.
It's now 16. Make it 17 turnovers for LSU, and a lot of it coming after halftime. Jacobs, the veteran, she averages 11 a night. She's got 14 today. Oh, look who's wide open. Jacobs! Largest lead of the afternoon. Poa playing with the 4 fouls on senior day. Oh, backdoor cut. Williams, that's an easy one.
Great execution by LSU. Getting the ball into that horns action and a backdoor cut.
22 for one of the better sophomore scorers in the nation, Michaela Williams. LSU on the move. What's Poa going to do with it? Crossover, Poa, layup, yeah! Jacob sets the screen. Todd Williams left open for a moment. Little hesitation on the pull-up. Left it short. Poa has it. Lead feed to Wolfenbarger. There's a foul. That foul was on Sadler. So Jersey Wolfenbarger. Final day of the regular season. Ole Miss wants a signature win to close things out before Greenville next week. Near giveaway, Morrow takes it. Morrow, offensive board, draws the foul. Get the Wilt Chamberlain sign, by the way.
Yes.
If that's not the photo post-game that's going up on Instagram, I don't know what should be. But she is one rebound away. Courtney Paris, the only other Division I player to do that, 100+. Wallace sets the screen to free up Sadler. Can't hit the 15-footer, but it winds up in her hands. New 20 for the Rebels. Deans had that 13-point third quarter. Finds the shooter. Todd Williams passed it up. Deans offline. Iwala, score it! And the foul.
The extra pass. Iwala, she sneaks through the defense and gets that positioning. Look at that. Look at those vibes right there. She is feeling it, coming off of one of her best games of her career against South Carolina, and she hasn't stopped yet. And look at those rebounds. We got rebound trackers here, and every single one of them is about positioning and how fast she can get off the ground and elevate to go get that board.
This might be a turnover. Here's Sadler on the run out. Williams knocks it free. That's the second time she's done that in maybe 20, 30 minutes. SEC tournament begins in Greenville next week. Dean's 3 is offline. Todd Williams gets Ole Miss a new 20.
It was a huge offensive rebound for Ole Miss to get another extra possession and look at the rim.
Iwala was calling for it. Iwala goes up strong and scores it.
We're so patient trying to get the ball into her, using her left hand and going over Wolfenbarger.
Oh, Morrow follows and the foul.
Jaws dropping over here.
You know, it's the effort. It's the instincts. You know, be a great rebounder, too. It's how personal are you going to take it? You know, when you're underneath, are you going to fight for that loose ball better than your competitor, your opponent will? And she does that, as you saw, better than just about everybody. So many times this season, this would be Ole Miss's best win of the year if they could close it out on the final day of the regular season. They've got the 2-point edge, and after the miss, here comes Chinu. Richardson open, offline on the 3. Not known really for the three-point prowess. Iwala, though, gets her team a new 20 with 3:25 to go.
And you see Coach Yo telling Sadler to take the ball back and set up the offense because that was not the shot they wanted, the first one by Richardson.
Richardson this time passes it up, puts it on the deck. That one is knocked free. Smith jarred it away. Now numbers here. Miracle Shepherd on the run out, lays it in.
You've got Scott and Jacobs back in for Ole Miss. That's probably where the ball's going to go.
Scott, scoreless today. Oh, no time better. Williams looking for the cutter. This is Shepherd. Goes up, missed it. Rebound down to Todd Williams. Scott has it once again. Scott trying to size up Smith. Has to get rid of it. This is Todd Williams. Offline. Morrow snatches it away. Up ahead to Williams. Williams now, the creator. Michaela Williams draws the foul. It was so quick.
So quick. The rebound, the run out.
It was one of the more skilled sophomore scorers in the nation. Missed the second. And Ole Miss still leads it by 1 inside of 2 minutes in the 4th.
Look for this high-low action again between Scott and Jacobs.
Scott keeps the dribble. Jacobs underneath, up with the left. 3-point advantage. 18 for Jacobs. A fine performance. Morrow, count it! They wipe the basket away, and Scott draws the charge.
Will you take a look at Scott? Look at how she crosses her arms. She is ready to give it up and takes that charge. That is what it looks like right there. Getting your feet square. She has her arms crossed up. And that's a foul on Morrow, but that's going to give a lot of juice to this Ole Miss team.
A big-time play in crunch time by the all-conference veteran. 3-point lead, and Ole Miss can pad the advantage. Sadler puts it up. 4-3. Where does LSU go now for a response? They're down 2 scores. 51 seconds. This is Williams. Crosses up Iwala. Williams gathers. Williams puts it in. You know, you mix in maybe a win or two next week just to maybe shore things up. Now that could very much cement them in the conversation to be a top 4 seed, 5th-year senior from Vallejo, California. A season-high 18.
Excellent leadership out here, but these free throws are critical.
Williams gets a screen from Morrow. Williams puts it up. That 3 goes down and out. Rebound to Iwala. And as LSU get a foul, there's 28 seconds here. Morrow, touch foul on Sadler. Sadler's going to the line. Couldn't quite call it a lock just yet. But she misses the first.
A layup opening for Williams or Gilbert.
I like to use that phrase. Gilbert inbounds. Gilbert gets it right back. They cut her off. Gilbert hoists the 3 way off, out of bounds at Ole Miss. She said she's going to address some things with a big opportunity left against LSU. And this Ole Miss team played its best basketball.
And it looks like they were addressed and were heard because Ole Miss did exactly what they needed to do. They continued to fight. They leaned on their defense. We actually go more into our bench in these times, and she did today, and it's paid off.
16 seconds. LSU's got to put something up here. A giveaway. And is it not apropos that the turnover and the steal is what ices this thing? Ole Miss forces 23 LSU turnovers, scores 54 points after halftime. A come-from-behind victory for the Rebels. A signature one, their best of the season.